Greetings! Welcome to the Devlog for hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. We're going to start off as always with a quick sound check. Make sure your speakers aren't up too high. I was hoping I'd get that with one of them, but can't have everything. Hope you folks are all doing well. We've got one of the last alpha updates before we finally have update 52 finally finished. You can see I'm standing in the slightly modified Meatmas snow globe scene, and the reason for that is that I brought this back online this week, minus the sort of microtransaction jokey stuff. Don't worry, the Grunch boss battle is still in here. If we run over here, this is where we start. You can still eat that hot dog to get him. We've got the configurable bot spawner here. We've got an item spawner in here now, a music toggle, which you can hit if you don't like the music, and a bunch of differently arranged platforms. And since basically I changed this to, instead of being focused on just this one corner, there's a large platform structure over there. There are a couple more in the scene, and I updated all of the sort of bot nav and spawn points to use all of these new setups. So for those of you who just want a sort of fun outdoor environment for now to play with, I migrated this over. So did we get any new toys this week? We did indeed. So let's take a look at them. This is the bit of the handy cannon alpha here. The first one is a Contender target pistol, which when I found this by Kevin Ferguson, I believe, I decided to chamber this in about as hot a cartridge as these ever come in, and so it is chambered in. Let's flip that down. 4570 government, which is an older cartridge, but quite sizable, quite large. This basically uses the flare gun code, so you can click left on the touchpad to open and shut it, down to cock the hammer, and let's go ahead and take a shot. Boom! Off went the top of that target. Pop that out. And Preston, actually, who a 3D artist who's done a number of things for the game, actually made the this delightful 4570 ammo set. It has like 5 different cartridge types, from hollow points to a sort of solid brass penetrator. Must have missed with that. And then, a good deal grosser, you could say, we have a second type of hand cannon. That's right, we have a Mosin Obrez pistol. Let's look at that, courtesy of Stefan. Absolutely gorgeous piece. We can actually see the little sear piece there bend. Just pop this open, slam a stripper clip in it, close that. Let's see, this doesn't really have any sights, so let's see if we can actually hit that. Oh, looks like I got his lower left there. Boom! Perfect. And one more shot. And there we have it. That is the Mosin Obrez. Perfect. This actually, just like most of the handguns, actually has a stock mount position and a suppressor one. So if you want to just make this even grosser, you can absolutely do so by fixing a stock there, maybe jumping over here and fixing. Let's find an appropriate PP2000 suppressor. Perfect. Got to make sure to hold your controller out a little forward if you want to use the sort of quick racking control for the bolt, or you'll smack your controllers together. Just aim, hit low there. See if we can get one of these blasted snowflakes without any actual sights. That was a little low. Got it. Perfect. So, hope you folks enjoy our new gross toy here. So let's jump out of VR now and talk about what is coming up next week, and basically what is on our final checklist of things to get done before we are done with Update 52.
Yo! So, what other things changed this week? Well, I did two things that will primarily affect Taken Hold, which is that melee damage basically across the board got a bit of a buff. I had actually realized that because of the way that I was computing and storing inertia with things, that there was sort of a huge imbalance between people who were teleporting or dashing for their movement, people who are using touchpad locomotion, people who are using arm swinger, because each of those have completely different sorts of acceleration curves based on sort of what time scale you look at, especially if you were moving and then almost immediately striking. Different locomotion modes and setting combinations were causing pretty radically different ranges of damage. And this is one of the reasons that I didn't even realize was a problem. So everything was made to work a little more consistently, and melee damage got a buff across the board. So it's significantly more useful as more than just a flailing emergency option in Taken Hold. In addition to that, I've done an experiment, and I'm not 100% sure that I like the result of it, but I'd like you to give it a shot this week, which is that I've added what is called a nav mesh obstacle to the player, to their head actually, sort of projected down to the ground a bunch. What this basically does is it dynamically cuts the navigation mesh that all of the agents are held to. The purpose being so that they can't actually move through you anymore. They should basically only be able to sort of like glance around you, because the mesh that they're welded to is literally being dynamically modified. I tested it as best as I could, and it doesn't seem to have negative performance implications, even in the larger level like Taken Hold. And what it does mean is that in addition to them not being able to go through you, you can effectively push them with your movement. So if you're an arm swinger, touchpad locomotion, and there's a bot directly in front of you, and you push forward, it will actually continue to push them as well. So let me know what you think of this. It's a bit of a change, but it's the inspiration for it was trying to figure out a way to make it so that, especially if you're getting mobbed by shield bots, that they're not literally clipping into you so you can't even tell where they are. And I know a lot of times those folks doing melee attacks, say going forward with arm swinger, you'd miss the attack and you would just clip through the bot, and then you'd be like, where is it? Oh, I'm already being shot by the bot. So this is designed to hopefully help that. It's a little jittery because of the way that the nav mesh update works, but let me know what you think about it. Cool. So check. Oh, the Model 81 is now in the item spawner. Sorry about that. I just totally spaced on actually giving it an entry. And then lastly, what's sort of coming up for next week? Well, assuming I can get it all done, which I really, really want to. I've been picking at it because it's such a pain. Once Meat Grinder is done, the last of the scenes that are going to be available in Update 52 will be done. And so my hope is to basically get that wrapped up this week, along with a couple other little fiddly changes, and move the game onto the beta branch next Friday. Following that, I'll basically just be taking feedback and dedicating an entire week just to bug fixes. I've already accrued dozens and dozens of them from you folks that I have not gotten to go in and fix. Stuff from like display draw stuff to options not working and things like that. But basically next week will be our sort of like beta/release candidate. And then following that would actually be Update 52 proper, finally. Which is important from a timing standpoint, in part because of the fact that I'm going to be taking a vacation, finally. I'm going to be incommunicado probably for about 2 weeks, last week of May and first week of June, just to restore and do some family stuff. So, but I'm hoping to be able to get Update 52 out before that, and with a week just in case I mess something up terribly beforehand. So, but that is what the current plan is. And I gotta tell you, I'm so looking forward to having this update out and proper so I can start doing sort of content updates of varying size just on the main branch itself. So yeah, so that is where things are at. That's what is in this week. I hope you all enjoy the new handy cannons, and yeah, I will see you all next week. Peace.